This particular video I'm making right now is for my fellow recent graduates. I recently graduated in December 2023. That makes me a recent graduate also. So, and believe me, this is not to brag. Believe me, I'm doing considerably well than some of my counterparts that are recent graduates also. The reason is not far-fetched from the fact that I am employable. Yes, I have employable skills. You see, I've been working for years now. I started working as far back as 2017. That was when I became financially independent to a certain extent. I was not totally financially independent because I still had to depend on my parents for a bulk majority of the money, of the income inflow that I got as at then. So I got admission into the university in 2019. I recently graduated last year, and as at 2020 I was already working remotely, though not full-time. I was kind of doing part-time remote jobs, and I also took the opportunity to upskill myself. I took a lot of courses on Coursera, LinkedIn, Udemy, and all of those platforms. I even took a paid class from an IT support community. You see, while I was in the university, I was making myself very employable. I was busy taking skills that I know could serve me out there, because right from time there are certain types of job I do not want to do. Right from when I was in the secondary school, in the environment where I grew up, the conventional jobs out there for recent secondary school graduates were sales girls kind of job, and that is not what I wanted for myself. Because one, such types of jobs do not pay well, and there's so much stress in it, yet they do not pay well. And if you are so unlucky to work for someone that is quite harsh, they may decide to also be holding you and stressing you out. You see, there are some kind of jobs I didn't want to do, and sales girl's job was one of them, which was conventional in the environment where I grew up in. And I worked towards making sure that I do not end up doing such types of jobs. See, this is not to talk down on sales girls, please. No, please, I'm not talking down on people doing such professions. I'm just talking about myself. It's just not the kind of job that I wanted to do growing up and even while in school. I know that life out there is not easy for recent graduates and for people like us that do not have connection or that do not know anybody. You have to work and strive. You know, most of us, including myself, we do not have it easy. You have to strive for whatever that comes your way, for whatever that you have. So while in school, I make sure to acquire skills. I make sure, aside from my job experiences, because I've been working for years, I make sure to also acquire other skills that would make me employable. And these skills that I acquired as at back then that I was an undergraduate, that is exactly what I'm using to work now in the remote environment. So that brings us to the question of today's topic. As a recent graduate, are you employable? First things first, to make yourself employable or marketable out there, you got to have skills and to also create a professional brand image of yourself online. Skills are very important. That is what will make you employable or marketable. Believe me, nobody hires anybody out there that does not have anything to offer. You have to have something to offer before employment could look your way. So there are platforms online like LinkedIn, Coursera, Udemy, and you can also make researches where you can acquire several skills. All you need to do is to find out a niche that interests you. Then you take courses on these niches. You take courses and upgrade yourself, upgrade your knowledge of the niche you want to venture into. Then subsequently, you can offer for volunteer jobs just to acquire experiences under your belt. And believe me, I like to think that nobody is absolutely experienceless, if there's any English word for that. Because okay, maybe when you were in secondary school or when you were just a secondary school leaver, you had worked in your mom's shop, probably as her salesperson. It's a skill. No experience is a waste. Maybe you've worked for your mom or you've worked for your dad. It's not a paid employment as at them, but it is definitely not a waste. Maybe you know that you are a good salesperson. What you need to do is to find courses under sales and probably marketing. You take these courses, you acquire skills and certifications in them. Then you go ahead to volunteer or apply for jobs that requires your skill set. Just like I mentioned earlier, nobody wants to employ someone without a skill. You have to have something tangible to offer before anybody will agree to give you a job or give you their money. So that is it. And talking about your professional image online, you have to utilize platforms like LinkedIn. Maybe I like to think that a lot of undergraduates in school and maybe recent graduates, they do not pay attention to this platform called LinkedIn. If you want to network professionally, LinkedIn is there for you. And there are a whole lot of opportunities on LinkedIn. So far, you know what you are doing out there, and you could utilize the opportunities at your disposal. And you should make meaningful connections on LinkedIn. You don't just connect with everybody you see there. You make meaningful connections, people you can contribute to their life, and people that can also contribute to yours. Make connections that will be valuable to you in the long run. So the first thing is to have the necessary skill sets required, and the second thing is to connect with the right people on LinkedIn. So utilize LinkedIn, build a brand presence on LinkedIn, because honestly, that networking app, I feel like is underrated in this part of the world. So even while I was in school, not so many of my counterparts knew about LinkedIn. Some probably knew about it, but but they didn't take it serious. It's not your conventional kind of chatting apps. So go out there today, build skills. If you already have any skill below your belt or under your belt, these two words confuses me. So if you already have any skill, brush it up, get certifications on those skills, and go out there and start volunteering or searching for jobs. And in this part of the world, I like to think that not many people are working in the discipline that they studied in the university. Not so many people are doing that. You may study accountancy and you come out there and start working in another field. So well, except you did a professional course, but that does not mean that people who did medicine or law are not doing something else out there. So you must not exactly do what you studied in school, but it is also a leverage for you depending on the niche you are going into subsequently. So find a niche that interests you, build a skill around it, build an online presence, and connect with the right people. So after you've acquired the skill and built your brand presence online, it is now time for you to apply for jobs with confidence. Yes, confidence is a key word. You got to learn how to write a good cover letter and learn how to write your resume. Yes, and there should be different resumes for different purposes. You don't just use the same resume to apply for all the jobs that you see out there. No, don't do that. And when you're writing your cover letter, you write with confidence. You self know small. Don't let anybody intimidate you. You're not a baby. You're not a baby out there. So you should be confident in what you do or what you claim that you do. You already have the skill. You already have the networking. Now it's time for you to apply for jobs. You see, some people, they mess up. Okay, some people, they probably know what they are doing, but when it comes to the confidence part, that is where they mess up everything. Okay, they may write the cover letter and send the job application. When they get an invite for interview, they go there and mess everything up because they are not confident in themselves. Not like they cannot do the job, they can do it absolutely well, but they lack confidence. As someone seeking for a job out there, whether remote or office job, you've got to be really confident. Don't allow any intimidation to come your way. That is it. Learn how to write a good cover letter. Learn how to write your resume and use different resumes for different job applications. Tailor your resume to fit different job applications. Don't just use a one size fits all. No, it doesn't work like that. You're going to be messing things up a whole lot. And I see some people when they apply for like 20 or 30 jobs with no success story coming their way, they become tired. No, my dear, it does not work like that. Just like I always mention, some people have it easier. Why some people like myself and probably you watching this do not have it easier? You have to try over and over and over again. You don't just apply for 20 jobs in a day and say that there is no job out there or job is not coming. You have to continuously apply, and while you're applying, you should be very, very confident at that, very confident in your skill and very confident in what you do. And proactiveness is also very important. If you are seeking for a job, whether remote or in-office job, you have to be proactive, and you also have to put your soft skills in display. Communication is one of the soft skills that are really, really important. The place of communication can really never be overemphasized on. So if you don't know how to communicate and you intend to work in the professional world out there, you better learn right now, because without communication, you are not going anywhere. You've got to communicate at every point in time. In mass communication, then they taught us that you cannot not communicate. Even your silence is a communication. Your silence means something. But I will prefer you do not keep silent. I will prefer that you communicate in the professional world. So be confident, be proactive, and communicate. Learn how to tailor your resume and your cover letter. Well, tailor it well to fit the appropriate job description. Don't use a one size fits all for all the jobs you'll be applying for. So lastly, but definitely not the last, you've got to believe in yourself. Just like I mentioned earlier, you are not too small to start. Even if you feel it is late for you to start, it's not too late. No time is too late to start. Would you prefer to meet yourself the same place you currently are this year? Would you prefer to meet yourself here next year? So it's better you start trying right now. You start trying your hands on several things right now. People said that you don't stand in the same spot and stare at a masquerade. You run around in cycles. So go for that skill, find out what works for you, and go for it. You see, in this world, we are on different unique journeys, and we have different perspectives of the world. So find what will make you valuable to your employer or your prospective employer. Find what will make you employable out there and work towards it and go for it. Acquire a skill in it. You see, the essence of this whole video the essence of everything I've been saying so far is skills. Acquire a skill and be confident in yourself, and also believe in yourself. You self know small. You know small. You understand? So if you found this video helpful, if you found it entertaining, educative, you know what I want you to do for me right now. I want you to leave a thumbs up. I want you to also leave a comment in the comment section and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So up until next time, happy assisting. Bye.